In this video I will be doing more of the Tales of the Fantastic Quest, and I'll be doing the chapter 2.
Come on in.
But first I'll claim my daily stuff. And now I can go there.
Curved wood must be bent again to reach straightness, and finding truth from exaggerations and lies takes a knack.
Snobs they come and snobs they go, and good friends and manners are hard to come by. A storyteller on a stage, and a friend below. An acquaintance is worth more than thousands of gold. Unfortunately, you're still far too early for the show, but stick around if you don't mind listening to me chat about tea. Is it time to write Act 2? You see, you can't take care of much when you're busy. I almost forgot we agreed to meet. I've been keeping myself busy, coming up with the rest of the plot, but we may have a problem to which I haven't been able to find an answer yet. Based on your original story, after taking out the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, you almost immediately fought your decisive battle against the Lord Ravenger Fantilia. Don't you think that's pushing the story along too fast? But that's what happened. If that's all I had, why, I'd finished telling the story in a single session. I wouldn't get the chance to set up one of my cliffhangers, goading everyone into buying tickets for tomorrow. Stay tuned for next time with Mr. Jian. And I tell you what, the protagonist model isn't perfect enough if we do the plot this way. So I've come up with an idea. I'm not sure what you think, so I'd like to run it by you. Name this. You're the only one, right? Those other heroes have also thrown themselves into this adventure. Is it possible that to perhaps fudge things a little so that you will be the one doing these deeds? Wouldn't that make me a fraud? Yeah, but I mean, no? What I mean is, could some of the Nameless's heroic deeds be pulled together and attributed to a single archetypical character? Treating archetypes like this make it easier for our audience to become emotionally involved. How about it? So then, are there any companions whose exploits are suitable for us to add to our story? There's one called Dunhung. You feel Mr. Xian about Dunhung chasing you all the way, and the adventures he encountered at Scale Gorge Waterscape. The High Elder story of yours is interesting, but a little tricky to pull off. It branches off in all directions with some red herrings. It's way different from the masterpieces I've personally written about the High Cloud Quintet. Therefore, a drastic adaptation is required. We'll cut off everything apart from the beginning and the end. Maybe we can fix the story after all. I've got a rough idea. Let's go to Scale Gorge Waterscape then. Perhaps we'll be able to find our inspiration beneath the statues of the High Elder.
High Cloud Quintet is a fantastic story.
I think the original what actually happened is actually better story than whatever he's doing with it. Why is this... Is this not loading? Okay, now it is. Drink it in. Just looking at this magnificent statue of the High Elder causes inspiration to flood from my brain like a waterfall. Then why don't you tell me a story, storyteller? I think they call that going soft in the head. I wasn't being literal. I mean torrents of storytelling swirling into a waterfall of literature. It said that Patchsoka's powers surged after taking the elixir of dragon oil, but alas, the Lord Ravager was still an emanator of the ruin author. How could a mere mortal hope to contend? It was then that Patchsoka realized that the Vidyadhara were descendants of dragons, whose High Elders naturally possessed eonic powers. And if those powers could be borrowed, transcendence shall be achieved. Wait a minute, didn't you say taking the elixir would be enough already? Didn't I already achieve the transcendence by taking the dragon oil elixir? Hey, ever heard of a hyperbole? I studied at the Royal Academy on the Yao Qing. I'm a professional playwright by trade. My writing has structure, and I would never be too sloppy. Ahem. With the miracle elixir flowing internally, and the High Elder's power protecting externally, a mere emanator, or even the Ru'oth themselves, will not prove to match for Patchsoka. I'm not so sure Nook would agree with you. You're getting sloppy. Forget about the details. I told you. This is just the first draft, and we'll revise it later. Just focus on the main plot. Back to the topic at hand. Please, this scene should begin with searching for the clues around the statue of the High Elder. Dropping adventure into every scene of the plot will definitely help us flesh this protagonist model. I reckon this will take the better half of a day, just like last time. So why don't you go off and get ready, fortify that stomach of yours, or go to the bathroom first. Come find me when you're ready. How's it going? Ready to start? Let's begin. Did you break into Scale Gorge Waterscape to try and beg me for the power of the High Elder? You're joking. Is this some kind of Outworlder joke? Who's speaking? Up here. I'm right in front of you. Don't turn a blind eye to me. Dunhung? Are you a statue? I am the statue of Yubi the High Elder, steeped in the essence of moonlight. I've taken consciousness. Isn't this Dunhung Imbibulune? Or am I wrong? Did I get that wrong? Or is this different? You're an outworlder who doesn't even know who I am, yet you dare come here and claim the power of the High Elder so rashly? You'll never get your hands on it. Fine, I don't even want it. Quitting so soon? I thought the nameless was supposed to be tenacious and indomitable. But then again, I'm nothing more than a statue. I can hardly lecture you. What about a set trial for you? Pass it and you'll gain my recognition. I'll then grant you whatever you wish, whatever your wishes. My wishes for 3 more wishes. I'm not some genie in a lamp. We can talk about this again once you complete the trial. Centuries ago, Dun Feng, the High Elder, got led astray in life, triggering the sedition of Imbibe Lunae, and leaving countless mirage echoes filled with hatred throughout Scale Gorge Waterscape. A few of them still cling to vicious hatred, causing all kinds of ruckus that's really starting to get to people. Please get rid of these ill-witted mirage echoes. That's the trial that I have for you. Isn't he? This character? Dun Feng. I think Dun Feng is his evil name. His evil version. Find the malicious mirage echo. Back when I was just an egg, I dreamed there was a little fox playing around in the water with me. When I grew up, I found her out there in the world, just as she was about to die of old age. Just the thought of that made me burst into tears. This doesn't seem to be the one. I was supposed to be chosen as High Elder. That cursed Dun Feng. It was he who stole my rightful power from me. How did things end up? The preceptors got the wrong person and plunged the Vidyadhara into crisis. Haha, that was exactly what they deserved. Looks like this is it. Time to fight him.
Blade of Moonlight.
Bloom.
Eternal.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Blood-cleansing dragon.
That should be it, right? Time to go back and report it to that statue. Patchsoka successfully completed the trial and returned to the statue of the High Elder. The grievances hanging over Scale Gorge Waterscape have cleared a little. I think you have indeed completed the trial. You really do live up to the moniker of the Nameless. Now that you've completed the first trial, now it's time for the second trial. You're making me do all the 13 labors, aren't you? Just exactly how many trials are there now? Don't worry, this will be your final trial. Before his imprisonment, Dunfang buried all of his treasures deep within Scale Gorge waterscape. They say that before he set out, he spoke these words: "Rules are made to be broken. I wish not for domination, yet I cannot watch the common folk suffer." This is the Trailblazer voice line. The physical Trailblazer. The one with the baseball bat. And I recognize this line, but I can't remember who it is. Is this the answer? What's that about? Anyway, the second trial is to find the treasure, return it to its original owner, and reset the wheels of fate. Patchsoka found the High Elder's secret treasure trove, thanks to the statue's guidance. When Patchsoka arrived at this place, she smelled the presence of a long ear in the fort. This must be where the secret treasure of High Elder lies. Really? Is my sense of smell that good? Let me see if there's any place to hide a treasure. This looks like one of Dunfang's treasure items. Report back with it to the statue. So I was right about you. Being able to complete these trials proves you're a trustworthy person. Really? Sure you don't want a couple more trials? Well said, you sure have good taste. I'll give you that. The truth always comes in threes. You may have passed the first two trials. Didn't he say this was the last one? But now comes the final and most important test, and please don't tell me that I'm not trusting, because this third trial is the answer which you seek, the power of the High Elder. But I thought this was the last trial. We Vidarada naturally reincarnate in cyclical continuity as the previous High Elder and has abdicted and undergone hatching rebirth. A new High Elder will be reborn once more. I want you to find this Vidyadhara egg and deliver the rebirth of the new High Elder. From then on, this new High Elder will be your help and support you in overcoming any hardships you may encounter. Go, Nameless. The help you seek is at hand. Patchsoka found the soon-to-be-born impending High Elder thanks to the statue's guidance. It's down here. And my team healed. Patchsoka found the luminescent Vidyadhara egg, and indeed there was a creature about to break free from incubation, and so Patchsoka carefully delivered the new High Elder into re-existence. Why do I have to do one of these things? These things are quite annoying. Got it. You call that delivering a newborn? Isn't that the screen for fixing stuff? I'm just using a typical Shenzhou literary device. Nothing special about it, okay? It's locked by abacus circuitry. It's fixed by abacus circuitry. Its operating system's running on abacus circuitry. For me again, why does the delivery also involve abacus circuitry? I admit it's a bit far-fetched, but I couldn't think of any other way to express things. Forget it. That's our first draft for now. As for the exact details, I'll leave that up to future Mr. Jian to worry about. All in all, with the help of Patchsoka, the newborn high elder of the Vidyadhara successfully hatched from their egg and was thus reborn. Pretty tall for newborn, huh? Born wearing clothes. His size is huge. The high elder is naturally superior to the ordinary and grows immediately upon the touch of the wind. The newborn high elder stares blankly at Patchsoka. At this moment, Patchsoka should bear the sacred responsibility of scripting a name for this newborn high elder. Dragons derive powers from their names. Why do I have to name it? Because you're a protagonist of the story. Patchsoka named the new high elder as Dun Hung, Cold Dragon Young, High Elder MK 2000, John Doe. I'll do this one. But a great MK2000 model, just as its name suggests, it's an upgrade, a splendid name. As fate would dictate, High Elder MK2000, the new leader of the Vidyadhara, has been reborn. But just as the two were immersed in the joys of life reborn, crisis loomed imminent. All of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have found this location. A freshly reborn High Elder and that Outworlder who took out so many of our brothers and sisters. So this is where you are. Quick, take advantage of their weak position to rid them once and for all. Go. Fear not, Patchsoka. Let me chant a cloud hymn to protect you. These schmucks are nothing to worry about. Faced with the advancing enemy, Patchsoka concentrated all her G to her core radix as she shouted, If fight is what you want, then come and take it. Thank you, High Elder MK2000. This is above my pay grade. Sob in tears. What kind of hack plot is this? This is above my pay grade. Could it be some kind of passphrase? Now is hardly the time to say such despondent words. Alright, the High Elder gave a clear shout as the battle began.
The dead return!
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
That was easy. It was above my pay grade though. After this battle, Patchsoka and High Elder MK2000 forged an alliance in blood between which none could ever hope to drive and wedge. Be patient, everyone. The next act, dear listeners, is our long-awaited martial arts fight scene. Traveler treasures heart of Sion's, Dragon Lord commands wrath of seas. Ah, if we put it like that, then this act will be complete too. Where did the long-awaited martial arts scene end up going? Didn't I mention? Martial arts scenes are the easiest of all to write. Just a couple of strokes on your protagonist model is all it takes. Mr. Jian began scribbling at a furious pace as before. He soon left out a long, satisfied sigh which seemed to be added brutal pattern for Mr. Jian's writing process and handed the protagonist model over to you. This scene is complete. Take some time to have a look at it, and feel free to share any feedback with me. What follows should be the climax and the end of your story, so I need to think carefully about how it's written. It's already getting late, and we've both put a lot of effort in. I will head back to Starskiff Haven and let's keep in touch if any inspiration strikes. So long. What's this? Some text. Oh, I need to go to... I thought it was over.
Take a rest. It's time for tea and cakes.
I'll serve this to collect.
Curved wood must be bent again to reach straightness.
Mitch Patchsoka, hello, you can't let go of my spellbinding story, can you? Who can resist being the protagonist of their own epic adventure? Ah, the protagonist model is so incredibly useful that I've ended up writing a few more stories. I wonder what you think of them. I have the second one now. I have 3 things for the protagonist model now. The trail characters are Blade and Launcher. I'll do this one. I think Launcher is scaled off HP. Oh wait, no, he's scaled off attack. What about Blade? Blade is also scaled off attack. I'll do the attack one. This is the name of the Vidyadhara baby. Is this infinite? Is there no... This could be good if this can go on infinitely. I'll try this one. I'm not sure if their launcher is better or not. This is their launcher. Their light cone is better. I think their traces might be better. And I think relics are better as well. I think the launcher is probably better than.
Shame. I can't give you the burial that you seek.
I'll also use Jinglu.
That broken sword. You don't want to let go of the past, do you, Blade?
They're all talking to Blade.
This is your last warning. Stay away from my companions.
Are they all talking to Blade? Maybe I should use Romme instead. Because I already have 3 DPS characters.
Your end approaches. Savor it for me.
Damage when he attacks.
Bloom.
Which is good for the
The dead return!
protagonist level that I got.
Existence is unity.
I underestimated you.
Blade of Moonlight.
Failed to send you. Savor it for me.
In lunar flame.
All will be swept away by the wind.
There's a warp trotter. Kill for Jades.
All will be swept away by the wind.
The dead return! Savor it for me. Receive divinity. Repay. Failed to send you.
All will be swept away by the wind.
The dead return! Savor it for me.
He's getting his burst a lot.
In lunar flame.
Savor it for me. Failed to send you.
All will be swept away by the wind.
The dead return! Savor it for me.
In lunar flame.
The fight is set. Failed to send you. Savor it for me.
All will be swept away by the wind.
So the bus are getting
The dead return!
charged very quickly.
Savor it for me.
In lunar flame.
Failed to send you.
All will be swept away by the wind.
The dead return! Savor it for me.
In lunar flame.
Eternal.
Failed to send you. The dead return! Savor it for me. Bloom. Repay.
All will be swept away by the wind.
The dead return! Savor it for me.
In lunar flame.
It's almost over.
Failed to send you. Your end approaches.
S. Is that the best score? I think that might be the best score.
Hi, Club Quintet.
And I got 60 more jades. Now there was one more I could have got.
When it's friends against Strails,
I'll read the chapter 2 since I've unlocked it now. It was said that the Ebon deer had a hide of iron and hooves of bronze. Impervious to sword and spear, its eyes glowed like burning lamps, and its cry whistled through the air like the wailing of terrible ghosts. Any ordinary person who encounters such a monster will surely be scared out of their wits. Patchsoka and her companions, however, were not fazed in the least. Esteemed audience, can you guess why? Because the 4 heroes in the story each have their own special abilities and unique skills, and the fighting spirits and endurance to match. Defeating the wicked beasts of abundance was but a monster's effort for our heroes. For it is said that blades stood 8 feet tall and spanned 8 feet across the waist. When they lowered their head to look down upon the Ebon deer, it was akin to a giant looking at a child. They had cultivated their martial skills to perfection. The sharpest of blades are futile against such a person, seeing that its antlers could not gore the hero. The deer stomped its bronze hooves on the ground with a howl, and branches of the ambrosial arbor sprouted out in all directions, firmly wrapping around Blade's limbs. For a time, the two were at a standstill. It was at this moment that Lorcha entered the melee. They raised their giant fists, the size of an automaton's hands, and pounded relentlessly. The monster's hide was thick, but a moment had not passed before the shock from Lorcha's heavy blows delivered grave internal injuries. and blood flowed from its nostrils. As most can guess, internal injuries don't always have external manifestations. Though there was nary a scratch on the skin of the beast, its insides were already beaten to a rotten pulp. The bondir would not last much more than a few years with such wounds. But Patchsoka knew well such a monstrosity, though mortally wounded, could not be allowed to roam freely to terrorize the citizenry. With a gesture from her, Jingliu sprung into action, the sword in her hand spinning as it dispatched the vine's grappling blade. With a flash of the sword and a flick of the wrist, Ron May dashed straight towards the enemy and sent the Ebondir to the ground. With just one blow. As it turned out, the beast was susceptible to fire, and Ron May was a seasoned fire user. It's actually the opposite. Quick as lightning flash, this monster had stricken fear in countless clouds. Knights fell to the ground at all hands of their heroes, never to rise again. Ron May is actually ice character, not fire. But Jingliu using a sword, being good at using a sword, makes sense.
I heard that little Yanqing will be the
That's well in the video.
Come on in.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.